Hey y'all, it's Doug Kenney again, and I'm doing another live Facebook feed, and I'm going to be watching more racing videos. And first off, before I get to the racing videos, I have to say that I have some projects planned for the future that are upcoming. For one, later this month I plan to publish my ebook on the Cold War on the Iron Curtain, which talks about the time that I flew with a Vietnam War veteran and a pilot in an airplane when I was a kid. It was a lot of fun, and I got to fly with Bill Lodge, who was known in the Colorado area for his involvement in Vietnam. That was pretty cool, and I plan to publish that later this month. And I also have plans to develop a sequel, a two-part sequel for my screenplay, Mose and the Great Escape. And the interesting thing about my two-part sequel is the main character is going to be autistic like myself, and it's pretty cool. So those are the projects I have planned for this year so far, and hopefully things are going well for all my friends and family. Again, if you're interested, here's my screenplay. I'm trying to get myself known. Back in 2016, I had wanted to get a job as a screenplay writer, but I wasn't able to. So what I did was I created my own work, like how Blake Cook created Filter Time for his motorsports career. So yeah, hopefully I can get support for my writing career and start to get sponsors, especially people from the autism industry, the autism awareness industry. Hopefully that turns out very well. And now I thought I would watch some NASCAR videos to show off what I like. Let me see. There's a good part in it. Here's Ron Fellows winning his first Xfinity win.
First Canadian to win in the Truck Series, and today could be the first driver from outside the United States of America to ever win in the Busch Series. How about that? Not just the first Canadian, the first driver from outside the U.S. ever to win. Pop quiz. Be quiet. Wait a minute. Listen to me. Pop quiz.
Right,
Who was the first Canadian ever to win Winston Cup?
First Canadian to ever win in Winston Cup.
Yeah.
I would have to say it had to be Earl Ross.
Wow. Wow. This kid's an historian. Rookie Earl Ross, the only Canadian winner in Winston Cup, and happened in Martinsville. I'll bet you cheated. I'll bet you got Kenny Martin to tell you that.
I had my press book here, so I just flipped through it real quick.
Check it out. Terry Labonte owned this joint until they rescheduled the Winston Cup race on top of it and broke that string. Actually, McLaughlin broke it last year when he, as a series regular, won here at Watkins Glen. And prior to that, it had been Terry Labonte with 4 victories. Pretty impressive indeed. I'll tell you what. Let's have a quick conversation here with Ron Fellows. I think he's going to be able to hear me. Ron Fellows, Dave Span at ESPN. Can you hear me?
How you doing, Dave? How are you?
Well, I'm fine, but let me tell you what's happening here. Because this race is running so long, there's a chance we may not be able to stay for victory lane. And here's my question. Are you the guy we should be talking to? Should we just do the victory interview now?
I'd like to say so, but I'm not going to jinx it. 4 to go here, 3.5.
Your truck appears to be very good. You let Earnhardt by, then passed him back and pulled away. Was that just to keep him off your bumper?
Yeah, he was pretty good. And I'll tell you what, the kind of gave me a bit of a scare, so we got off and going there. But yeah, car's good. I got to thank Joe Nemechek and all the guys in the South Mobility team. Regardless of how this ends up, it's been a great day so far.
We'll get out of here and let you go back to work. You're having a great run, man. Keep it up.
Awesome. More people are joining me.
I call
Hello,
that truck.
y'all.
I don't know how many dollars I've put in that pool thing they've got going at the truck races. Every time you call it a car, I think I ought to get $1 of that back today. Well, it has been an impressive run for Fellows, and we certainly don't want to jinx it because as we get ready to come back to green, that has been the first-class operation here today, Racing Electronics providing the radio, and we appreciate the opportunity to talk to Ron because if we have to get off the air in a huge hurry at the end of this thing and don't get to victory lane, definitely have had the opportunity to talk to the guy who's been the class up the field here today. But again, a lot of impressive performances behind him. Earnhardt Jr. faring very well here today with limited road racing experience. Ashton Lewis with a combination of great pit strategy and good footwork keeping that baby up in 4th spot. David Green, a proven road racer, comes back to run top 5. Dillon, strong. Fedewa has emerged as a top 10 contender here in the late going. Buckshot Jones has come from deep in the field to now run 9th. Other guys who have impressed include Jason Keller. Jason in the last top 10 spot from 16th starting spot. Let's go to Ray Dunlap real quickly.
Well, Dave, I'm with Tony Uri Sr., and boy, I'll tell you what, that kid's been impressive today. Do you have anything for that 87 car?
I don't think so. We got up there and raced him a little bit. I think he gave him a little driving lesson there for a while, but I think the lesson ceased. We couldn't do much with him that last run. We got to try to hold that 34 car off. That's our main goal right now, and that'll put us pretty close back to that points lead. That's what we're here for.
A pretty impressive run by Little E out there in the 3 car.
I think he got it just right, too. He's racing the guy behind him, not the guy in front of him. And that's just the way you said this would play out, that ultimately it comes down to the guys that are racing for the championship. Here we go. The green is back in the air by my count, 3 to go? Or 2 to go. I'm sorry, 4 to go. It's an 82-lap distance, and Fellows gets the drop on him as they go down into turn 1. Earnhardt Jr. had a notion, wanted to pass him back. He said, I'm not listening to my crew chief. I want to win this thing.
He gets off the track right there and just got overhauled by Mike McLaughlin. He was trying to get back in the lead there. Looked like he drove off into turn 1 a little too hard and got a little too high. Did a great job saving the car, but the sacrifice of a couple positions.
A youngster mistake. That's the kind of mistake you don't want to make. That's the kind of mistake 5 years from now he won't make. Running off the road, trying to pass a guy he doesn't need to beat in terms of the championship. Costs Earnhardt big time, and McLaughlin goes into 2nd spot and has an outside shot at doing what he talked about doing at the top of the show and coming into this weekend, and that is retaking the point lead, because there's the gap back to the 3 car of Earnhardt. And Kenson, meanwhile, after that big spin that he took early, has fallen all the way to 20th. So in the late running, the order gets shuffled again, and the big winner could still be McLaughlin. McLaughlin's got nothing for this 87, though. Fellows is pulling away from him as well.
There goes Ron.
He is. I think Ron's seen all that smoke in his rearview mirror. It's giving him a little bit of a cushion up front here. There's Tim Fedewa just went by the 33 tops car. And he's at a point as of now, right now. Kenson is in the lead, but McLaughlin's behind him in 2nd by 16 points, and Earnhardt Jr.
Quick calculating down in the truck to come up with those numbers. I thought it might be enough for McLaughlin to take the point lead, but Kenson's advantage over McLaughlin is sufficient that if the race ended right now, Matt would still be the point leader, and that is the result of the misfortunes that McLaughlin has had in 2 of the last 3 races. And here's more misfortune for the 66 as Sadler, for the 2nd time, is off the road. It looks like he's gathered things back up and keeps trucking.
That turn 1's been pretty treacherous for everybody today. And there's Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's driving that car for all it's worth. You see it wiggling around there, and he knows he's lost a couple positions, and there's only a few laps left here. He's going to try to make 1 or 2 of them up. He knows that each car that he passes is going to be a few points towards that championship run.
McLaughlin in front of Ashton Lewis and David Green, and then comes Dillon, Sprague, Fedewa, and now Earnhardt with a lap to go. There's the gap from 1st to 2nd. It is nearly a 2.5 seconds for Ron Fellows. I don't want to jinx him either, but I think you've already heard the winner interview, ladies and gentlemen. The white flag indicating 1 to go. Fellows hard on the brakes for the last time down into turn 1. The position fights behind him pretty much non-existent. They're single filing it into the final lap as McLaughlin has that 2nd spot, backing up last year's victory and wrapping up a very enjoyable weekend. That F-16 was really fun. 7 Gs didn't throw up. Pretty good.
He's flying around this course here today also, but my hat's off to that Ashton Lewis. We've talked about him all day long. Engineer from the 24 car, got the opportunity to get in a Roush car for one of Jeff Burton's car. And man, he's doing a great job running 3rd right now.
Yellow number 9. Here's the guy who's been the class of the field since Forrest said the pole sitter spun on the 1st lap. Ron Fellows, a victor here a year ago in truck competition, to the delight of the Canadians who come down across the border to watch the racing at Watkins Glen, comes back here a year and 3 weeks later and says, I'll do it again in a Busch car. Joe Nemechek gave him the call and the opportunity, and here comes Ron Fellows to win it at Watkins Glen New York. Checkered flag is up, and it's history. The Busch Series has its first ever Canadian winner.
He's pretty excited. He was pretty calm when we talked to him earlier, but he's pretty excited now.
That's great.
Winter net is coming down. Celebration begins for Rod Fellows, the winner of the Lysol 250. McLaughlin comes home second. Lewis will be third. David Green advances to fourth in his return drive in the Busch Series. Here's the rest of your unofficial top 15. Our thanks to Marty Reed and to Ray Dunlap down there on pit road, and a special thanks to Steve Park for being with us topside. We got to get out of here and make way for golf. Congratulations to the winner. We'll get Jim Kelly of the Senior PGA Cadillac NFL Golf Classic.
Okay. All right. That was pretty cool. Let me see if there's. Let's see. I'm going to see the finish of Montreal in 2007. That was pretty interesting for a race. Let me see. I'm going to see the finish of the race. Okay, here we go.
Green white checker, they're not going to make it. NASCAR is apparently communicating to Robbie's pit. Those officials you saw standing there saying, "Hey, you've got to drop back in line." I'm sure the response coming back from the race car is, "Don't like that call."
No.
But
behind the 33. We need to get behind the 33 or we're going to get black flag. Behind the 33.
that's what's going on now as we come to the restart. So Andy Pilgrim in the 88 car for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team is going to be in second place. We've still got a couple guys side by side there.
One spot if we go behind the 33. Green, white, checkered.
The
33, I don't see him.
28 of Johnson and the 21 of Harvick. And we are going to have an extended race because we are under caution now. NASCAR has a rule that if the race would be under the caution flag as the conclusion of its scheduled distance approaches, then they will add what they call a green-white checker finish. So they'll wave the green flag, run a lap, wave the white flag, which in NASCAR is the signal that you're on the final lap of the race, and then come back to the checkered flag. Once they do start that white flag lap, though, if there is a crash or something that brings out a yellow flag, then that's it. The field is frozen. The race is over at that point.
It was 2007 in
Doesn't look like the
Montreal.
55 is.
So people understand what's going on, Robbie Gordon believed that he was supposed to start second for the final restart, and NASCAR ruled for some reason that he had to go all the way to the back of the field, and Robbie didn't like that call and stayed in place, and he retaliated by spinning out Ambrose.
Behind the 33.
Marcus Ambrose, who was bleeding at the time.
So we'll probably see the black flag for Robbie Gordon here. The question is, what will we see between Robbie Gordon and Marcus Ambrose as we come to this restart? It got wild last time down in these first couple of corners. What's it going to be this time? There it is. Couldn't see that coming, could you? He might just have to drive off the island because NASCAR might be just a little mad at him. All right, so the lead is changing hands here now. Kevin Harvick has just gone out in front. A confusing situation of this race. Robbie Gordon may now be first in line on the racetrack, but the lead belongs to Kevin Harvick. Now, here comes the driver from Quebec, Patrick Carpentier, trying to see if he can catch Harvick and pass him for what would be the win.
We have to go with cuts here. I remember earlier that the 22 got spun out.
Harvick, he's up on the wheel. He's got the wheels. Uh-oh, he's off the track. And here comes Carpentier, looking for a way around. Harvick gonna block. And they're stacking up behind him.
We didn't see, but Andy Program got into, uh-oh.
There we go. This is awesome. Max Pappas in the one right there. Harvick trying to block. Carpentier looking inside. And just 2 more laps yet. Andy Broden got in the back into the side of the 59, so Andy was leading the race for about 2 feet. So here they come to the white flag to begin the final lap. Kevin Harvick is the race leader. Patrick Carpentier in the 22 from Quebec is second, trying to find a way around. Max Pappas is third in the 1. 13 corners to go. Patrick got in a little hop there. He's opening up the chance for Kevin to get away. Here comes Max Pappas inside of Carpentier. They're going to make the corner. One of them. Okay, Shane said they didn't have enough fuel. This is going to be a nail biter. The big hairpin turn coming up might be Carpentier's best opportunity to pass Harvick if he can get close enough. He's not right now. Got 2 more braking zones to reach him. Now they'll make that run down to that big hairpin turn. Look at Harvick sliding sideways. All these guys, they're up on it. As fast as they'll go, they're going. Listen to the Quebec fans screaming. 1, 2, and 3. 1 more corner to get it. They'll come to the end of this long, high-speed straightaway, jam on the brakes, have a quick right, a quick left, and onto the final straightaway where the checkered flag will be waving. Kevin Harvick starting at the back of this field. Is he going to be able to hang on and get the win? Carpentier trying to find a way around, but Kevin Harvick is going to go from worst to first, and Kevin Harvick's name will go on the winner's trophy in the inaugural NASCAR Busch Series race in Montreal. That's just awesome for that racing for them. Like I said, look out! Someone should tell these guys the race is over. Look, there's still guys spinning down there.
Yeah, Robbie did.
Well, I'm not sure Shane Wilson actually believed his car would be going to victory lane, Marty, but they are.
A huge victory, the first winner ever in Montreal. Shane, your fuel mileage worked. Good job.
Well, yeah, no, that was an awesome race. You know, we didn't have the best car today, but we just shouldered on and had a little bit of luck, and Harv did an awesome job, man.
He drove that thing like crazy right there at the end. Were you afraid he might run out?
Oh, no, I'm not afraid. It's just a great race. I love racing hard like that. It was fun. It's a great time today.
Shane Wilson going to victory lane, guys.
That was an interesting race, I'll say. And all right, again, hope things are going well for all my friends. Thank you for joining me on my live video. And again, if you're interested, created my own work. And here's my first one about my battle with Asperger's. And, you know, hope things are going well for y'all. Thank you very much.